Hey y'all, welcome back to Fleet Core's channel. My name's Fleet Core. Well, it's not my real name obviously, but that's for the channel's sake. Sorry about the video quality. I think my camera might be a little dirty. Let me check that. Yeah, I'll have to do something about that a little later. But today we have a Sears special. An old 1960s, 70s flying Otasco Express. I picked it up from a yard sale because my mother wanted a bike back in Kansas. Here in Oklahoma now. But she came with original, that's an aftermarket back ring. Here's the original. Came with the coaster brake. Nice little removable 18-2 sprocket. Now she's running a 16 sprocket, no coaster wheel. So if you want to brake, you got to kind of jam your foot back up in here. But it's alright. It's just going to be, she's just going to use it on a trainer. But when I picked up this bike, the tires were flat. The tubes were just about as old as the bike itself. You don't even want me to get it started on the chain that was on it. Ooh, no. The kickstand was damn near completely rusted out, so I had to do a restore on that. All the bearings were seized fully, even in the pedals. So I ended up taking everything apart except for the pedals. The pedals, I sprayed them with a little bit of liquefied oil. Sprayed those inside there using an air chuck and the oil can. Kind of like how you guys do airbrushing. I used a system similar to that, but it runs with oil. And had to spray it in. I took the pedals off, spraying it inside there, and just kind of wrenching it back and forth until I got it to spin. So they both spin now. The kickstand, I took that completely apart as best I could. Used some rust remover, a little bit aircraft paint stripper. Figured why not? It'd help if anything. Put it back together. Put some clear rust-resistant waterproof grease on it. Redid the bearings. I actually went out and got brand new bearings. This is the factory front rim and tire. Well, let's scratch that on the tread. The tread originally came from the back end. I had to switch that out because the tread that was on the front end was so far dry rotted and cracked, you couldn't air it up without thinking it's going to explode. I do have the fenders for it. I got to take those over to my metal shop and get those reshapen. It got, your run-of-the-mill leather Springer seat, no padding whatsoever. So after longer rides, which I don't recommend, it hurts your derriere. It's not the original coloring. As you can see, some of the paint started flaking off. But somebody had painted that part, I guess. I think they wanted to go with some sort of military look or whatever for the bike, which kind of does, but not really. But anyway, I just figured I'd give y'all a nice little review on this bike, what all's been done to it. Yeah, you see my little work in there, because I didn't feel like getting a hollow axle to do a quick release skewer on it. So I just adjust this nut out. And just about to the edge, and then I can put it on the little trainer that I got in the living room for my mom, and she can roll like that. Yeah, I'm just visiting out here, but overall, I've ridden this bike quite a few miles. I think most recent ride was about a 10-mile ride to and from the grocery store, and she flies pretty good. With that smaller sprocket in the back, it's kind of a little bit harder to get her rolling at first rather than that one. But the top end speed is immense. So, I'm keeping up with traffic pretty good on this thing. Even though it's got these thin little forks on there. So when you ride, you can kind of see the front wheel just ever so slightly going back and forth. But for a late 60s, early 70s something bike, maybe mid 70s, that's a pretty damn good bicycle for Sears. Everything's original minus the back end. So this whole assembly is just complete aftermarket. I actually got this nut here off a Schwinn Stingray, and if you look closely, this nut's the same thing without the dome cap, because that busted off. In another video later on, I'll do a video giving my review of the 2005 Orange County Custom Schwinn Stingray chopper bicycle that I have. I know in a previous video I stated about the Hoffman, which as you can see, she's sitting over there looking pretty. That, you know, I was going to give you guys a video of me putting the motor kit on. That'll have to wait a little while. You know, I got things with family, my daughter I got to take care of. But when I get down to it, after that review video, once I get my money set up again, I'll be more than happy to show you guys how I'm going to do my motor kit on it. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy an 80cc engine kit. And then I'm going to buy the, 80cc by China here at 66. I'm going to buy the 3-speed jack shaft kit. I got a welder, so I don't have to worry about that stuff. And the chain breaker and all the other little goody tools I might need. I'm going to go ahead and do an upgraded aftermarket carburetor with a boost bottle. I'm going to, and then in turn, make my own engine mount, because I don't feel like paying the money for that shit. With that being said, something else I want to do is I want to get the bore out kit so I can up it from, what is it, like 66 cc's up to about 100, 110. You know, whole new piston, rocker arm. You know, this one will actually have an overhead cam system. Interesting, right? I didn't think they made them like that, seeing how the bike already does not, or the engine kit does not have that. So this ought to be pretty interesting, and I'll show you a video on that. But yeah, all this should be done within like a time span of 6 months to a year. I know that sounds long, but with me working third shift, it's going to go by like nothing happened. But anyways, thank y'all YouTube. This is Fleet Course signing off. Y'all take care.